I couldn't believe it when I found out that my third great grandfather had purchased land in Funkstown in 1842. It was time to find where those lots were in 2017.
And after the war was over, he wrote a book starting out from his childhood and incorporating the facts from the journal that he maintained the whole time he was fighting in the war. And many of the things that he mentions in his book, it's called The Rebel of 61. Many of the things that he mentions in the book, he's citing various locations throughout Funkstown.
Okay.
And one of the things that is in his book is a map of this section.
Wow.
Is it here?
Let's see.
So it shows the cemetery down here. Okay. There's lot 143 and there's lot 144, and this is showing buildings on it.
Okay.
So that would indicate that this house, no, this house would have been a house that was sitting on 144,
Gotcha.
that half of 144, but this was in 1877 when the map was done.
Fantastic.
But we don't know how far back that house was put on it, but it could be.
So, yeah, so these could be the houses, and this could have been farmed.
Oh, absolutely. This was just open ground in through here. But they would have had they would have had a barn. They would have had a cow. In fact, what I was able to read from that book was how they lived. And one of the things was mentioned was that everybody had a cow. And they would walk the cow. Somebody would have a barn, and they would have to walk their cow to someplace to feed it, to house it, to milk it. So whether, and I can't imagine, I just can't imagine anybody back in those days not having a cow. They'd almost have to in order to have milk.
Sure. Well, that makes sense. So it's pretty good sized property and reasonable. You could definitely have grown corn in the parts that were not that did not have a structure on them. Oh, look! Oh my gosh! Check this out. I wonder if this is what was used. Maybe this was left on the property. Many of the houses in Funkstown that currently have vinyl siding or brick siding are actually log cabin homes underneath. So half lot 144 and 143 that Otho owned are most likely log cabins underneath the current siding. So the old Funkstown property, the neighborhood. Probably lot 143.
And you can easily see the half of 144 there that goes over to the next fence.
And that's the half of 144 that goes to the other fence, the one further down. And then all the way on to this red fence over to the other side, all the way to the far side of the street. So this is East Cemetery looking on to East Green Street, all the way back. So it would be that house and that house, and it would be this house here, and all of this house would have been Prince's and Otho's properties, the lot 143 and 144. Looks like this water pump was made in 1916. Is that what you said? 1916. I can't read it. You said 1916?
1914.
1914, January 10th. At least patented then. So,
cool. To be covering of a cistern. A cistern would be modern day, but the hand-dug well would have been Otho's day.
Okay. So that might be what's under this concrete slab.
Possible, yeah.
Okay. Wow. So the hand-dug well, which may be that part of concrete that's sticking up, that might be covering what was a hand-dug well, would then have like a bucket in the center and a way to turn it to raise the bucket up and down and get the water inside.
Yes.
See if that's original stone or not.
It's probably original stone, but I think the coping
is more modern.
I think that's a repair job, but it's probably the original stone.
Wow, that's pretty neat.
Imagine being in the backyard of what used to be a log cabin house that now has vinyl siding over it. Incredible. Talking to the young children who live there about my slave ancestors. It was marvelous. More about my memorable genealogy tour of Western Maryland may be found in Chapter 16 of Finding Otho, The Search for Our Enslaved Williams Ancestors, available for purchase on Amazon.com.